Okay, hi. I am removing the central locking system here on my car. The hazard light still works, but for some reason the lock stopped working. So I've already removed a few things. I was looking at this book I have here. Remove the Coke holder and this little holder that has the money tray. Then come to the back. I already moved the pieces over here too, but this piece is the one that goes right around the armrest. You'll have to take the ashtray out first. The ashtray needs to come out. There will be 2 bolts in there, or not bolts, but screws. And then once you get that off, this needs to come out, but there will also be 2 screws in that. This you'll also have to disconnect from the ashtray. It's the switch for the light. And this takes a little bit of prying to get that little piece off from here. Just be real careful on the 2 sides and it'll pop off. Just be very careful. So which leaves us with an empty console. So the troubleshooting book had a different model, so its directions on how to take this whole area off is a little different. But I was able to figure out you can pry this piece up, and I did that with just a putty knife, and I just pushed it in. You kind of see if I can get some light here. I just pushed it in right here between the leather and this black part, and just go really slow, and it does pop up. And as you can see, there are some little clips that keep it in place. Okay, so the next piece is the black plastic piece under the leather. This one I just got, well, I didn't use anything. I used my hand and I pulled it. Just be very careful again, because these are all clip parts, and you know what that's going to be like if you break something to try to replace that. That also pops up. But here are the 2 screws you need to get to. So you need to unscrew those 2 screws. Not going to show me completely taking these off because it's just me. So I will show you the next step. So I also didn't want those 2 screws to fall into that little area and then have a hard time trying to dig them out. But I'm working here by myself, so I'm having to put my iPod down and then do something and then come back. So that's why you're seeing pieces back and forth. Okay, so I was able to unscrew those 2 screws that were here. Sorry, these 2 there. And now we're just gonna pull this up. Oh, sorry, before you do that, take the ashtray out. So that way that's not in the way of everything here. Which leaves us to here. Okay, this may just take a little bit of wiggling. I just wiggle it through this side. See, I already have this whole thing loose. Okay, so I was able to pull this out. You just kind of shift this stuff around and you'll be able to push back and then pull up, down, but this needs to come up. Okay, so I decided not to pull this wire out because I don't need to remove it. This actually is what the problem is, in case you're unaware. The problem is this little box breaks here. Let me see if I can move and see if you can see how this breaks. That breaks. Yep, something as simple as that. But watch, let's see. I'll press the button and hit lock. Sorry for the jumbling around. Let's see here. Okay. Just trying to get as much in the picture as I can. So what I'm going to do, which is a really cheap fix, but I learned from another video here on YouTube, is I'm going to just put some duct tape on here. I know it's very cheap, but fixing this car cost me enough money. Let me actually just cut this in half. What we're going to do is just tape it up so this stops pushing down. Let me just make sure that, yeah, that's hard enough. Okay. And this will fix the problem. Sorry if my hair was in the way. What I did is I just taped a piece of duct tape to this. Try to get an all-around view. I'm going to cut this piece off so it doesn't block this area right here, but that is what will fix the problem. So let's hit the button and see. Yep, sure enough. Alright, hope that was helpful for you.
It's Brittany, bitch.